With the advancement of graphics, handheld devices, and the internet, gaming has become a worldwide phenomenon of interaction between people who desire to connect with others in this competitive sphere. Marketing has developed an entire culture with soundtracks, books, t-shirts, and other merchandise. And that's not even the game. Players can be completely immersed in a world in which each moment is consumed by their team, their battle, their alternative personality. But what are the dangers and implications of this? How as a society do we find the balance between a popular culture, form of entertainment, and addiction? We will interview multiple sources of information to dichotomize the sphere of video gaming, and hopefully demystify the complications and stereotypes of this pop culture phenomenon.
I started playing games whenever I was in middle school, and I got my first Game Boy, and I really enjoyed it. And then whenever I got into high school, I had a bunch of friends that played MMOs like WoW and that kind of stuff, WoW being World of Warcraft. And I started to play it just because that's what all my friends were doing, and I wanted to try it out. And I knew I liked video games, and I found that I really liked these sort of online multiplayer games. I liked playing with people.
I would say that definitely there's a just entertainment aspect to it. I like just watching TV. It's just fun. And I also think that it helps me to get away from the world, problems, whatever, and stuff. And distracts me from homework that I don't want to do. So that's always good. But it's just fun, and I have friends that I play with, so that's good too.
Recently, I've been looking at games as sort of more beyond that, really interesting systems that can generate fun. And one of the things that I'm really interested in gaming now is the competitive side. So competitive esports are something that I see that, like soccer, can be a pretty big uniting factor across the globe, because it's a common thing that a whole lot of people can understand over a whole lot of different demographics.
In a sense, yeah. I don't think that there's anything particularly about video games that is meant to be uninviting to females, but especially whenever you look at how they dress the girls in them and the stereotype of the gamer, of who the girls are that they play in these games, yeah, it's tailored toward guys.
Well, I think that more girls should play games. If more girls play games, not to say that girls don't play games, but I think that partially the industry is tailored toward boys because more boys play games.
It's certainly been very tailored to male historically, but that's simply been social bias and is very stupid, in my opinion. It's something that I think needs to change in the industry, but it's something that there's no real reason for, one, gamers to exclude a gender, or two, a particular gender to not engage in and enjoy gaming.
Some people have sort of online personas where whenever they're online they're a lot more aggressive or that kind of stuff. I don't really think I have anything particularly different about my persona.
No, not really. I mean, I usually try to stay pretty, I try to stay true to myself, I don't do that whole front thing.
Very much. None of this, of course, would be possible at all without high-speed internet and the way these games are set up. There are a lot of games that have local multiplayer that have become fairly competitive, but the larger scale things that allow for StarCraft 2, for example, to be played in South Korea and in Germany and whatnot, and those players to compete is all enabled by broadband and all sorts of technology. And graphics have been a long time driving force behind the development of games and the evolution of video cards and sound technology and all that.
Whenever games first came out, there was sort of this counterculture thing that went with them, where it was the kid playing in his mom's basement or the nerdy guys in school that didn't have a life. But as games have become more accessible, and I think also as part of as they become more of an artistic thing, more really pretty, people play them more and more.
There's even a subdivisions of gaming, because popular culture would be if I was playing Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, that would definitely be popular culture, but since I'm playing League of Legends or other games that I don't really play Call of Duty as much, that's a subdivision and off the beaten path.
If I say PWN,
Oh, punk.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like that has its own meaning, like it has developed certain words even.
Yeah, it's not its own. It's sort of like any specialization. If you hang out with people that are really into sewing, they're gonna have all sorts of special terms. If you hang out with people that are really into gaming, they're gonna have all their own special terms that they've come to associate with different things. Just because as this sort of culture, as people play these games together, start to associate things with them, then they come up with these new terms. Just like with science.
It's sort of high-paced, competitive, super fast, high intensity sort of things that still involve a whole lot of deep thought and strategy, but that don't have a physical barrier requiring